I drank too much and flirted with an engaged coworker. I think my career is over. I've been at this company since March, and before that, I worked a retail job. So this was the first company holiday party I've been to. In retrospect, I did a lot wrong and I embarrassed myself. By the way, this comes from Unselfconscious Litter on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So I have a male coworker that I have a crush on. I have not told him as he's engaged. We hang out with other coworkers outside of work, and he has slept over at my place once with other coworkers since we are all wasted and it was late. I try to be as respectful as I can of his relationship. I thought at one point he may return the feelings towards me, but he has not said anything and is still with his fiance. We are close friends in the office, and I would hate to ruin things for everyone. It was my company's holiday party last night. It was at a nice hotel, Wienertail attire. I got together with some of the women from my office to get ready before. We pre-gamed before. I wound up having way too much to drink. I do not remember a lot of the night. I remember talking to my male coworker a lot, drinking a speech here and there, food from my throw up, but that's it. I know this will be the last time I drink so heavily at these events. I woke up at my coworker's house this morning. My two female coworkers told me they had to drag me away from the party since I was so wasted and making a scene. They told me I spent the night flirting with my male coworker whose fiance came with him.
Oh, God.
As the tale says, he introduced me to his fiance, and then I sort of went off the rails. I apparently flirted with him in front of her before someone led me away. When he went to the bar alone, I tried to share a drink with him. When he was alone again, I asked him to dance, and when he said no, I tried. When he refused, I got upset and asked why he didn't like me. Apparently, this was overheard by a lot of my coworkers. At the end of the night, I was making a scene and going on about things, and they finally brought me home. Since they tried before and I wouldn't go. I am embarrassed. I'm never drinking again at a company event. I ruined my friendship with him, most likely. I was invited to his wedding. I doubt they'd want me to go now. I did this in front of my boss and all of my coworkers. I wish I could say that people were too busy to notice, but I was making such a scene that one of my coworkers took a video of me going off at one point. I know I can be a jealous person, but this is an ugly side of me that I have never seen and never want to see again. I realize I may have deeper feelings for my coworker than I believed, but that isn't an excuse to act like that. This sounds like a rom-com.
How would you feel if you were OP right now? What would you do? What's the first thing you do after getting sober?
Immediately apologize.
Nah, crawling in a hole.
Yeah, I mean, that's what one would want to do.
That's what I'm doing.
Especially his. We can't do that. We can't do that.
We can't.
I think you have to sit down and you okay, let me flesh out this, all the things of the apology, which should include, it was absolutely unacceptable. You don't deserve that. Your wife doesn't deserve that. As of right now, I was thinking of, not coming to the wedding just to give you guys peace of mind. I want to make sure from this second onwards, I'm doing absolutely as much as I can to respect you. And if you don't want to, kind of converse and kind of be chummy anymore and kind of keep our healthy distance, totally fine.
Yeah.
And yeah.
My main things are, how should I act at work now? Should I apologize to him, to my coworkers? Should I act like it never happened? Can I smooth things over with him? We have a solid friend group from work and I don't want to ruin that. How can I get over the shame here? We have an update. I'm diving in.
Ooh, let's go.
Dive.
Since people are asking for an update, I've got you one. A lot has happened in the past week, plus that I have posted. I went in that Monday, actually ran into my coworker in the elevator, tried to speak to him, clearly a mistake. I apologized to him and he told me that he never had any feelings for me, always viewed me as a friend and coworker, and not to speak to him. He actually got off earlier than he was going to. I wound up being called to the good old HR department. They were investigating the events of the party. That's so weird, investigating in the events that happen.
It's true.
It's like a crime scene.
That's what they do.
I mean, it was a technical crime.
Apparently, more than one. But that's no excuse. They had some videos of me which were humiliating and worse than what was described to me. They were getting the rest of the people who were there to give them a written account if they saw anything. Long story short, they gave me a choice of quitting or getting fired after the investigation was done. Get fired. Again.
True.
So what they had, I would have been fired. I choose to quit. Okay. Come on. I was friendly with the HR person, and I think she was trying to help me by offering me a chance to quit before they could fire me. My male coworker did complain to them about what had happened at the party, He actually went to HR right after I tried to talk to him in the elevator. I know I should have listened to the people more here. I have been talking to my alma mater about getting a job there, starting the application process, and going to be moving closer to home. Nothing is happening much right now because of the holidays. I realized that my actions were harassment that night. I realized that I was in love with him, or at least I thought I was. I will be booking an appointment with a therapist next year once I figure out my job situation, since I want to find one where I will be living and figure out insurance. I did talk to one of my female coworkers who I would consider a friend. She was very apologetic that she did not get me out of there earlier and admitted she thinks she egged me on with him. Alas, this is not her fault, and I told her so.
Yeah.
No.
You don't know how far OP was gone.
My advice to people is not to drink too much at a work event and to be professional there. Other people
Good
did
advice.
stuff at the party too, and I heard about all that after I left. Everyone does stupid things at the Christmas party is something I told myself after this. I wish I realized this before. I tried to tell my roommate this before her holiday, which she also pre-gamed. And she was a wasted mess there. And you can be a wasted mess every weekday at 3 p.m. PST by tapping our profile and joining us on YouTube. Would you quit? I wouldn't have quit.
I think, the first step would be apologizing to him, although...
She tried to.
She did. Although I was going to say it's tough because it's like a face-to-face is more like brave, quote unquote. But then also if you do it like written, then he does like, if he doesn't want to like interact with you or be seen interacting with you or whatever the case is, then it gives him the option to, maybe you could like write it out, send it an email and be like, would be happy to apologize also face-to-face. But also if you don't want to do that, like I 10 trillion % understand that too.
My last question for everyone here would be, I was told by my friend that my coworker's fiance was very upset that night. Should I reach out to her via Facebook or another way and apologize and explain I do not want to cause problems in that relationship? Edit, seeing as many people have made the comment about it being stupid to quit because I would lose unemployment benefits, I would not have gotten them in my state if I was fired for spicy sleep abusement. They had plenty of evidence, so I would prefer not to have to explain why I was fired to the next company I apply to. I may have made some bad choices, but I am not that dumb.
But she's getting her unemployment benefits or whatever, right?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't get them in her
right.
state.
Yeah, she doesn't. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was
because
very
they were
distracted
like,
with the story.
don't quit your job.
Yeah.
You're going to get unemployment if you get
But
fired.
she already,
Yes.